Hello and welcome to episode 42 of our Ostriv Alpha 5.3 Let's Play. It is September of 1806 in our town. We have 2,179 residents. Last time we enclosed this whole residential area here, and we did a couple of optimization improvements to our logistics system. And one of those, of course, being the addition of roughly 200 new workers. But as you can see, we still have over 100 open vacancies here during harvest season. So we clearly need to be building more housing and figuring out some better ways to take care of stuff. So like we've been doing the past couple episodes, that's pretty much what our MO is going to be. We're going to be adding a bunch of row houses and fixing some small things, doing a little bit of decorating and a whole lot of time lapsing. So I hope you're on board for that, because it's going to be a whole lot of fun. Because we have, I guess, at this point, really just this section of the map that's completely undeveloped, and we're going to be getting into that in future episodes, because this series is not ending until the entire map is full. Don't know how long that's going to take, or how many of you guys even want to keep watching that much, but we're going to do it anyway. Before we get going too much, let's just check and see how we're doing on windows. I know we bought some. We might buy some other ones as well. We have 1,469 windows. See, as far as lime goes, we don't really have enough lime to be building too many more of those row houses, so let's go ahead and get some more. Not from these people, because they don't have any. But we'll send messengers to these two guys. These guys will sell some windows, and I believe these guys have lime and stone. Speaking of stone, we have 23,000, so we're not doing too bad on that. We just need to make sure we're getting some more supplies in. And I got a couple comments on the last episode asking me to put another section of row houses in the middle here. I don't really know what the best way to do that would be, short of just, you know, putting this kind of a square here. I don't really know that that's going to be a fantastic idea or not. I mean, we can try it, but I think I would want to do at least a 3x3 so we could have some sort of access through the middle to put something in there. I don't know exactly what it would be, but I think that would be kind of fun. So maybe we'll do that. This area also does need to have a school. It needs to have a couple of other things as well. I think all of the store stuff should be okay. We haven't really done too much digging into that. And there's also not really that much more we can put in. I think for right now it should be okay, but as we have more of our food stored in different parts of the map, that should allow us to sell some additional things here as well. And we really want to make sure we have a lot of laborers right here, because this is probably going to end up being another farm. We already know this is going to be a farm just as soon as they get all these trees out of here. For the time being, I think we're probably okay. We might be able to put in some more of these village houses, which I think we will actually do, but I do want to make sure that we get the supplies for the rest of our row houses in first before we go super crazy on that. And these guys are still quite a ways away. Well, going here. Our river friends, not so much. We should see them pop up in just a second here. We want to make sure we take care of them fast, because as soon as November hits, they're going to stop sending boats. So we're going to... Oh, we can only buy 932, huh? Oh, that's convenient, because we really don't have very much money. We'll go ahead and buy that. And always sell beer. That's going to help us out quite a bit. Apples, we do still have some to sell. Not a whole lot of money, but we will take advantage of that nonetheless. Alright, so dried fish-wise, we don't really have enough money right now to be buying stuff, but I did want to come over here and check and see what our storage capacity... Okay, it's pretty full. We might need to build another one of these long term, so we can have a higher stock of these things that need to be shipped out. Literally shipped, put on a ship, and shipped. And a shipping ship that ships stuff on ships. Say that one 10 times fast. So I think right now, this is probably fine. We don't really need to mess with it because it is September. Might not need really to mess with it at all. But we'll do our best anyway. We'll see what happens. Alright, now other stuff that we can sell, I believe... Well, oh, we actually don't have a lot of flax. Okay, so maybe we shouldn't be exporting flax anymore. We are harvesting. So that's probably going to help. I just know we had a lot of problems with way too much flax before. Yes, these guys have lime. Don't really have a lot of money, which is kind of a problem. We might have to wait a little bit and see. But these guys will come by land winter or summer, so it doesn't really matter. Just need to make sure that we are selling stuff that we can actually sell. Oh yeah, clothes, definitely. Come get some of that. Sunflower oil, we really don't have enough. We probably should be growing a lot more of that. Maybe that's something we can tackle as well. I'm not entirely sure if that's something we need to be doing right now, but we'll see. We'll do our best. I'm going to go ahead and order 5,000 lime because we should have that money by then. If not, then, well, it happens. I'm going to buy another 10,000 stone because I believe we should easily be able to take care of that with our imports and exports. Alright, so that ought to get us more or less where we need to go. And we will go ahead and wait for a little bit of that to come in and then get started placing stuff, because I want to make sure we get our time lapse started before winter happens, because it is so hard to place things down. So why don't we actually just go ahead and pause and determine exactly how we're doing here. It's October. These farms are pretty much good to go. Okay, this farm, what is going on here? It is the middle of October and they still have not taken care of what looks like 6 full fields haven't been harvested yet. Okay, it's not as bleak as I was thinking originally, but it's definitely not great. Well, they got about 6 weeks to take care of that, so I think it's probably going to end up being fine. They just really could use some more labor, so that is why it's very important for us to keep building stuff. Now, since we're already here, we are going to put some more houses in here. Unfortunately, we can't do anything else like that over here because we have kind of built this out. And I do like this, but I think it's maybe a little more important for us to have plenty of housing. So to that end, I think what we'll do is I'm actually going to copy this, and I'm going to see if I can guess more or less where this needs to go. I think right there is probably okay. If I come in with a corner row house, I actually don't remember what style that was. Alright, so that's the straight roof. We want this one. Just line up our corners here. Real easy, light work. And then I'm only going to have one of the entrances in the middle because I think we want to have the full-size row house. But we'll try and get this to make a nice little pattern for us, which looks like this is going to work nicely. I think I may have kind of worked the dimensions of this thing, but we'll be fine anyway. So we just have this one little entrance right here. Maybe we'll put something interesting in the middle if there's even room. If not, then it's just a thing that's there, and that's fine. All right, so let's get our cool looking corner piece again. I believe this is about as good as we're gonna get. I think we can live with that. Should be fine. And just come around in the center again. Oh, come on, give me the straight roof. There we go. Good job. Now it would be interesting if all of these lined up in just a slightly better way, but I don't think we're really going to be able to expect too much out of that. Maybe in the future, the game will be a little bit smarter about how these interact with each other, but for right now, I don't think we can really ask for too much else. This looks, I think, probably fine. We'll just keep on keeping on. Come on, give me the straight one. There we go. Now, if I've done this correctly, I think this should be just about perfect. I'm not entirely sure. There we go. We want that one to come up to that exact corner, and then I think our actual corner piece will end up meshing quite nicely with that. Of course, let's get our correct looking deal here. Now, I had thought for a second that our preview was the actual roof it was going to give us, and I know for a fact it's not. But I had that brief moment of panic there. Kind of a dumb thing to panic over, but I digress. Alright, so that's going to be cool once that's done. We'll have this little tiny space in the middle. Maybe we can plant a tree. I don't know. See, building 9 of these things. Let's check while the game is thinking. I believe the average for these 3 stories, including the corners, is probably going to be about 180-ish. And if we're building 9 of those, then that means we need at least math. Please do not crash on me, game. I am begging you. Thank you. Yeah, so we should be okay once everything starts getting imported. But I do want to make sure, since it's still October, I'm going to go ahead and just keep on buying some of these. Mead, we still have, thankfully, quite a bit of. And I think, okay, they've already left. So that's is what it is. But our favorite shoe enthusiasts are back, which we will go ahead and make some deals with them. As well as on some clothing, get some funds. It's probably about time for us to do a little bit more brewing as well. We can take a look and see what our food situation is looking like. We should get a pretty good chunk of change. And I think I want to just go ahead and buy couple thousand of different things that we don't have stored up right now. Should be fine. All right, so we have these 9, 8. Why are there only 8 of these? Am I just dumb? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. Oh, okay. I can't count. There's that super high-end math for you. Now, I think what we're going to do to give our construction a fighting chance, remember, that uses a lot of bricks, which we currently do not have. So I'm going to front load this with some of these village houses with gardens to try and give our bricks a chance to catch up. Because, oh boy, it's going to be a really hard time if we're not able to have bricks. And I don't think we can actually import those. So we can front load, like I was saying, this whole construction thing with some village houses with gardens and give our brickworks a little bit of a chance to catch up. It shouldn't take them too long, but it does take a couple of months to have an entire batch of bricks done. So you're going to see a couple of times we might have to pause and go do some other stuff, or I might shuffle the order around. But anyway, these 3 houses, come on, I hit enter, thank you. Thank you. Hello. Why is it like this? Okay. So it clearly did not like something that I was doing here. I think this is was uneven terrain for the house. Can I even put this anywhere in here? Or am I just kind of SOL? I think that might be kind of a tough sell. Okay, I could put it way down here if it's in that orientation. That looks kind of garbage. So if I have the house like this, it'll fit. Why? Why? All right, so you know what that means. It means that this is not going to face this way. It's going to face this way. And we're probably taking way too much time to do all this stuff. But hey, it's episode 42. If you were concerned about time, you would not still be watching these. You are joking me. All right, so forget that. That's not going to happen. We're going to have to come up with something else, but we'll put these 2 here anyway. And then I think we can just have this come all the way down here. And we'll make ourselves another little row of houses. Now there's a lot of trees that have to come out to build this stuff. No market stalls nearby. Ah, yes, that is the problem, isn't it? So instead, I think we'll do that. We'll stick that guy there. And over here, where we can't put a house, guess what we can put? We can put in market stalls, maybe. hopefully. Market stalls and granaries, assuming that we have... It's really not going to throw me a bone at all, is it? Sure is not. Okay, well, let's at least try. See if I can get a couple of these in this area. Even just a few would be better than nothing. So we might end up having to finagle some stuff here. So I got one there. Got one there. Uneven terrain. So there it goes again. All right, so I got 3. Now, can I? Yes, I sure can. So this is going to be just a little ugly here. Did it really not build? Okay, it's waiting for a tree. Right. So what we'll do is we will instead shove these guys way in front. Let them start building all of that stuff. And then I think by the time we're done with that, we'll check our brickworks real quick. But we should be in a pretty decent spot to actually, you know, make stuff. Which one of these is the brickworks? Is that this guy? Saltworks? Man, I can't remember anything. All right. Brickworks is here. We have a drying batch. We have a burning batch. And how's our other one? Preparing for burning, needing charcoal. It's just these two. So we're actually a pretty decent bit of time away from actually having bricks. How many times can I say the word actually in one sentence? Find out next time. Yeah, no, I don't think anybody sells bricks, which is, well, it is what it is. Our favorite saying around here. So that's going to have to be one of those things that I just continually check in on as we're going about our time lapse today. And seeing if there's anything else I can do. So I think I can put 2 here. That would give me 6. This would give me 7. Now, if I can go all the way down here to the corner, which I don't think I can because of the way that everything is set up. Now, if I come here... Okay, so that's still uneven terrain. Even if I rotate it this way, it's not going to happen. So this will probably just honestly end up being open. And we'll just autofill these. Really nothing else, huh? Okay. Well, in that case, we'll just manually fill it with some shoes and clothes, warm clothing. And then firewood, since that seems to be the 4 things that will absolutely destroy you if you don't have them. And then, let's see, right here we can do different alcohol. We got beer, we've got Harilka, and then we should have mead as well. Do we already have milk sitting in here? No, we probably also don't have any to sell in the first place, but we'll do that anyway. We'll just queue up some workers here. All right, and that should hopefully pretty soon start stocking. And we'll have to find somewhere to put a granary somewhere over here. But we do have these 2 houses here, this one house here, and then we'll of course continue building as we have the ability to put stuff in here. So I'm glad we were able to kind of use this space for a market. It's not exactly ideal, but we did need another one. So that is good to see. Now they've already started gathering materials here for this very first row house. And they have quite a long way to go. It's going to take a long time, friends. It's going to take a very, very long time. Especially since a lot of these are still drying. And they aren't exactly a fast thing to be doing here. In fact, in terms of charcoal, we really should have more. So I think it's just an issue of not having enough laborers because of harvesting. And yeah, this farm is toasted. These people are done. They really need some additional labor help because they really have not made that much progress and they've got only about 3 weeks. Hopefully, yeah, okay, yeah, we're getting more laborers coming in now that the rest of them are done. So maybe they'll get that all finished up. We'll see. We've got plenty of time if we actually have a full slate of laborers. I wish some of these people would sell bricks. That would be extremely, extremely useful. Have we already started export? Okay, we already have somebody coming to get some, so I guess we shouldn't sell another batch. Clothing-wise, we probably aren't going to be able to anyway. Lime. I'm going to go ahead and buy another 5,000 lime just because we can. We're probably going to need to buy stone at some point anyway. Even though I thought we were good, we have only 29,000, and I believe each of these takes... Oh, okay, it's only 1,000. It's the bricks. It's the bricks that are 10 times that much. Alright, so it looks like this actually got taken care of pretty fast. There's still a little bit left to do, but they shouldn't have any problem handling that. In fact, we could just watch them do this last little bit. This field is good. This field is a little suspect, a little close. I don't actually know if they're going to finish that at all. So we'll see. It's just this one guy by himself. Cool. So it looks like he actually did get it done. All right, market stall was completed over the... Oh, we already got the white lines of death. Great. I got to stare at these for the next hour. We'll, I guess, just leave this one open for the time being. And get to it. But yeah, this is the start of winter, which is, of course, the start of our time-lapsing season. It's just going to depend on whether or not they can get these trees done fast enough for us to build some houses. Of course, if the progress stalls, we'll do some decorating and stuff. But yeah, let's go ahead and kick off that time-lapse, and I will see you on the other side. Alright, so let's take a second here. Of course, the game starts performing calculations as soon as I get out of the time-lapse, but that is all of this internal square stuff done. Ready to go. Made some more wells because people were complaining about not having enough water to drink. And now we're starting to get into some other food and supply chain problems just by virtue of how large the population is. Now, it's the middle of harvest season, and we still have about 70 some open vacancies, but we also have 65, 70-ish people looking for a job. So theoretically, that should balance out, theoretically, but we know it won't because that's just how things work. But one thing I did want to do, you noticed I spent some time, well, depending on how fast the time lapse goes, you might not have seen too much of this, but I did mark a whole bunch of these bulls for slaughtering. And it got to thinking, you know, we haven't checked in on the farms in a while. This one doesn't have any oxen. So I don't know how we got away with that without noticing that. But let's come in here and check out some of these guys. So I've got 3 I could just bring right on over. And I just thought about that as soon as we were slaughtering these things. I said, you know what? There's probably a better way to do this. So I need 3 more. And I think they only have to be a year old, so we'll do these 2. And then I think I can get 1 more from over here easy. Yeah, 3 years. There we go. And that should take care of that farm. Why we didn't think of this before is just beyond me. That's still good, 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 still good. And storage is full because they have so much other stuff to get rid of. Yeah, but how did we get past this? So I don't know how long it's been going without enough oxen, but we have a lot of barley. We have a ton of it, actually. We have 55,000. So I think what we're going to need to do is actually make another brewery so we can have some more beer. But we have tons of that too, so I don't really know. Maybe we need to stop growing so much stinking barley, huh? Probably should turn some of that into wheat. And actually, I think I could just convert this one field into wheat instead of barley. And that might be enough to save that farm. I don't know, we'll see. Another thing I did during this time lapse was I started putting down these, unpause, thank you, these stone streets in different spots. And right here I tried putting some trees kind of in the median. So I think that might look pretty cool. I was kind of hoping these would be finished sooner because I really love the fall colors for screenshot purposes. But I'll probably end up just reloading the game again anyway by the time we get through all this. But I did want to take the time to make sure that we weren't completely screwing ourselves over when it comes to things like that. So one thing we still kind of need to do is get a better grasp on our overall food situation. And we have been slaughtering a lot of cows, which means we have a lot of beef available. But that's obviously not a permanent thing. We do still have a completely full bull shed. And I think, yeah, I've already marked some of these for slaughter. I think we can just kind of leave these guys alone, let them take care of what they need to take care of. And instead, go around and check all of our reforestation areas. They do tend to get pretty empty pretty quick. So we'll plant that guy again. These two are just about empty, but if they can get a head start on that, that's going to be good. And aside from that, you notice we have a ton of barley. We really need to have some storage for that. We already have right here, we have hops and barley all ready to go. I think we should go to the other breweries and see if we have any storage nearby for those guys. Now right here, we have kind of the same kind of thing. Right here, and then this guy has a whole fleet of warehouses right next to him. But it still seems like it's not quite enough. And I don't really know what else that we can really do about that. Doesn't seem possible. So I think we're going to build another brewery. We'll just go ahead and do that. Find ourselves a nice spot, because most of this is pretty developed. This area over here is not, however. And I think there's some good opportunities to put a little bit of production in this general area, or possibly even up here, because this is something that we did discuss, making another little production area up in this spot, especially near some of the farming type stuff. So if we were to do that, try to line this up with the very edge of the field here. Not that it absolutely has to be that way, but we do like stuff to look nice. At least a little bit. So I think I'll put that there. And then we're going to do another round of time-lapse just in case you weren't entirely sure. But we'll do that guy there, and then I think right next door we can put in a couple of warehouses. It's not going to show me the... Really? Really? Okay, so that's just right past that one. That's going to be kind of a challenge, isn't it? Try to remember exactly where this stopped. Okay, so that's there. I think the game might be kind of mad at me now, based on how much time I've been spending with it open lately. So I think if I line this up correctly, it should be just about perfect. And if it's not, it doesn't really matter. It just kind of bugs me when stuff isn't exactly as perfect as it possibly could be. But this would be a good spot right here for another cart parking, which I'm sure they'll make good use of. The only problem is it's kind of hard to fit stuff in place if you don't know exactly where different things end. Now, I think I've got this pretty well into the corner, but we'll just kind of go with this for a little bit and let them take care of what they got to take care of. Of course, this takes bricks, which we have been absolutely melting through at an extreme rate. So I think what we're going to do, place a couple more things down, run another time lapse, and then hopefully it will be summer again next time we end up coming in here. But I think what we'll do is I'll go ahead and pop these guys all at the front, since I do want that to look nice in the spring. And then we'll go ahead and set this guy up like so, and we'll see you on the other side. All right, so second time lapse down, and look at this. Look how much better this looks with all this stuff paved. Obviously, there's still lots more that we need to be doing, and we're probably going to have to tackle most of that in the next episode. But I really am liking how this is turning out. I think we're going to have to do a little bit more landscaping in the middle of this large area, just because there's so much space. Maybe put in something else or some other kind of fence or something here. But this, with the trees in the middle, I really am liking that. I think we're going to end up doing that in a couple of other places as well. There's lots of land here that needs to be paved or decorated further, and I think actually right here would be a great place to put in some trees and maybe another fence in the middle. And of course, a whole bunch of the rest of this is ripe for that as well. Now, the game has very much struggled the past hour 45 minutes I've been recording this currently before trimming anything down or speeding stuff up, and I think it's about time to let it have a little bit of a rest. But I did want to make sure that we had just about everything else taken care of that we had already set up today. They've cleared out a lot more trees here, so we can actually put in a whole nother set of these houses with the gardens and all that stuff. I guess we could use some more carts here, so we might as well tag that for the future as well. But if you're paying attention, you saw that after we replaced all of our oxen here, the place was too full of barley, so it starved these guys to death because they didn't have any room for hay. That was very annoying, so we had to fix that again. But hopefully, this distillery here is going to be able to use some of that barley to make more beer, except we don't have any hops because the hops now are the limiting factor. And they're still in the growing phase. So maybe we want to put in a couple more hop yards. We have this one, we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 hop yards, and it still doesn't seem like we have enough, so we probably need to add a couple more. And that's even something we could put right here next to the brewery. Could be a very good opportunity to make use of some of this space. But again, that's going to be next time, because this is already getting a little long for these. There's not that much new exciting stuff, so I try not to keep these super long anymore. But hopefully you guys like the time lapses. I like doing them. I think it's a little bit lower stress way of playing the game when you're this late into a playthrough. There's really only so many times you can sit there and watch them build something at 1 times speed or even 12 times speed. There's only so much valuable narrative addition I can make to something like this. So pretty much for the foreseeable future, that's what all the Ostriv videos are going to be like, just some chill vibes, expanding the town, and seeing just how much we can pack into one episode with the use of the time lapses. But this series will probably come to an end probably around episode 50-ish. We'll see, depending on how fast we can get all this stuff in the corner, because look, there's a lot of space back here, and we are going to have to put at least one more farm in, but I'm more concerned about getting enough people to work what we have already. Look at this. Now it says we have 225 people looking for a job. That doesn't seem reasonable. I think something's up, and it is May, so we're in between harvest season and all that. So I better not see anybody in any of these buildings looking for staff. But I'll tell you what we can do is we can now staff our warehouses only during non-peak harvest season. So if we have them work, say, December, January, February, and then May, June, July, on-season hire 4, off-season hire, say, 0, that might actually help us bridge some of our issues here. So if we do that, then that should bump our open vacancies down considerably, or rather, fill them, balance it out. See if I can get by with that. Oh yeah, that's helped tremendously. And now all these warehouses should get a little bit more efficient about moving things back and forth. We'll see just how that works out. I think we finally are in the point now where we can actually make that work. That should help us a lot, especially here with our warehouse for bark. All these complaining there's not enough bark to start ash production. Well, part of that is that there isn't any bark at all, which is another story entirely, and that's these guys in the forestry. Probably probably now can get by having 5 guys in all the forestries again. In fact, we could even take that one step further, make them have an off season where they go down to, say, 2 in March and April, and then August, September, October, November, and try that. I think that should be fine. Maybe instead of going down to 2, maybe we go down to 3, because that's what we already had. But yeah, we have opportunities to further optimize this stuff, and I think that's going to be... Wow, 113 years old and they died? Incredible. I think that's the oldest one I've seen in this series. We had one in the previous one that I think was 119. Okay, why are we moving out? Because we couldn't find enough food. Yeah, that's a problem we got to solve. And also our markets here, we really just have like the same general kind of thing going on. Not a lot of supply. We just have these 4 markets in the row house. This is a lot of... This is going to be like 400 people here, at least, maybe 5, depending on how the apartments are laid out. But yeah, it's something we got to take care of. Our granary right here is also super empty, but the laborers should help out with that. And we have a couple of other things we can try as well. So I think for now, it's about time we say goodbye for this episode. But hey, we got some cool stuff done. Put this in, did a little bit of decoration. I'm going to give my poor computer a break and then reboot the game, get the screenshot that I used for the thumbnail. And then that's going to be it. But yeah, thanks for being here. I appreciate you. We're here in episode 42 of this playthrough. It's been a very, very long one. And I'm very thankful that you've chosen to spend all of this time with me on this fantastic game. So yeah, hopefully you're having a fun day. Don't forget, we've got stuff coming this weekend. New series for Timberborn live streaming. Got City Skylines on Sunday, and then a new video series on Timberborn coming next week. Haven't decided if that's going to be Monday or Tuesday, but of course you'll see when that goes up. And other fun stuff in the pipeline. So yeah, thanks always to the Beard Boosters who make all these things possible with your contributions. Really, really helps me out, especially in a time of the year when the videos are not getting as many views as before. So the offset of that financial stuff really helps me still justify the time to do this stuff almost every single day. So big thanks to those people. If you want information on that, there's some links in the description for you, but please don't ever feel obligated. I'm just glad you're here, and I hope we'll see you again soon. So whatever it is you're doing, stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.